Oh, I'm glad you're back. Glad you're back. Glad to have you tonight or today, depending on when you're watching this. I would like to speak to you about negativity. With so much negative stuff going on in the world today, it gets down. Everybody seems to get negative, 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 and it can be so discouraging. And what's even worse is when you negative toward your own self and think negative thoughts about yourself and keep putting your own self down, self-degrading. That is even a terrible thing. And so many people do that and suffer from that these days because of all the negativity. So I just wanted to speak a little bit about negativity. I have a little old story of this young woman who confessed to this older gentleman that she knew that she had a problem of often saying too much about people, which is something I think all of us do sometime. But anyway, he told her to go buy a bird, and which is would be considered cruelty by most standards. But anyway, he told her to go buy a bird and pluck out all its feathers one by one as penance for what she had done. When she had returned and told the man that she had followed his advice and bought a bird and followed his instructions, the man said, "Now go back and pick up all the feathers." And she said, "I can't do that. I can't do that. The wind has blown them in all directions." "That's true," the wise man told her. "Neither can you recall words that have been spoken." Which is true. Once you speak something, you can't take it back. So, I mean, no matter how hurtful it is, once you speak it out of your mouth to someone, it can't be taken back because, I mean, true, the person may forgive you for what you said, but you can never actually take it back. So another example of that would be taking a tube of toothpaste. Just picture this, and you're taking a pack of toothpaste, and once you uh, 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 say what you have said, it's like taking that tube of toothpaste and squeezing the contents out all over the place, and then trying to put the toothpaste back in to that tube, which is nearly impossible to do. Sometimes, at the same time, that's the way it is with negative words. Once they've been found to do their way out of our mouths, they can't be taken back. Proverbs 15:4 says, "The soothing tongue is a tree of life, and a perverse tongue crushes the spirit." Therefore, therefore, we should always think before we speak. And many people have a problem with this, and I admit that even I have that problem sometimes. But thankfully, I've gotten lots better about it through prayer and with the help of the Lord. But always be sincere when encouraging others. We should encourage others instead of putting others down, so that we could uh, be the tree of life. Just like our words of encouragement should be followed by action, because words alone cannot encourage someone, because if they don't see us act upon what we say, then our words aren't good. Uh, we should always be willing to back them up, because encouragement and advice are not the same thing. We should always encourage, as the verse says, perverse or cutting words crush the spirit. So when you say something negative to someone or to yourself in your mind, you're crushing the other person's spirit or your spirit. That's why negativity in your mind is so damaging, because you can crush your own spirit, and which is a form of self-degrading or always putting yourself down. And this is not good for your mind, and it's not good for your soul. So we should not be doing this. We should be encouraging, uplifting, and think positive thoughts, and stop discouraging and worrying over things. Turn things over to God and ask Him to help you, and stop wounding and maiming yourself and others with words that can't be recaptured once they've been said. Because once they escape your lips, then you can't take them back. No matter how much you want to, you can't take them back once they have been spoken. And thankfully, it's the same with kind words and encouraging words. Once you speak them, they're there in that person's mind, and they're there in your mind if you speak them to yourself. So always try to be positive and think positive, and ask God for your help, and try again if you failed. And by His grace, your words will become a tree of life, and will lift you up, and will lift others up. Stop being negative. Negativity gets you nowhere. Just the same with worrying. Worrying will get you nowhere. The more you worry, the more anxious you get. The more anxious you get, the more worrying you do. It's just constant vicious cycle. And by the same token, if you keep speaking negative about yourself or about others, it's a constant cycle of negative. And eventually you begin to believe those negative thoughts about yourself. And God does not want you to be negative. He wants you to be happy. And in order to be happy, you have to learn to let things go and think positive thoughts about yourself. You are not worthless no matter what you think about yourself. You were put here for purpose, and you have meaning, even though you may not realize what that meaning is or what that purpose is. Each individual on this earth has a purpose to fulfill. And I know in this world of negativity and this world of hate, it's hard to think positive thoughts and be uplifting, but it is something you have to practice, and it is tough to do. And especially with all the social media and all those uh, television and news outlets and internet, all the bad stuff is constantly being bombarded at you. Negativity. You just have to work hard to stay positive, especially when it comes to uplifting yourself. Putting yourself down and thinking bad of yourself will only make you sink deeper into the eventual depression and anxiety, and start causing all kinds of health problems, not just mental problems, but other health problems as well. So please, I'm asking you, be positive, think positive. When somebody uh, uh, hurt you, let it go, forgive them, live your life, live it to the fullest, no matter how hard it may be. Think positive, and and when you're having a difficult time, find a happy place to go to, whether it's a physical place to go, or just a happy place in your mind. Think happy thoughts. Think positive thoughts. Lift yourself up. Don't put yourself down. Lift yourself up.